Hey y'all, sorry for the long delay, but we are back with the Asian Ultimate Life podcast. This is number 5, and I am Jared Connors coming at you from Asian Ultimate Life Podcast Central here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, where preparations are well underway for Phnom Penh Hat 2016. This will be the first of 2 or 3 podcasts about Indian Ultimate. This week we're going to be talking Chennai Ultimate. We are going to be talking to Sumesh Kannan, who is the captain of Flywild, one of the clubs in Chennai, and I'll also be talking to Manix Narayanan, the incoming president of the Ultimate Players Association of India. So, enjoy! So right now I'm talking to Sumesh Kannan. He is the captain of Flywild, which is one of the teams here in Chennai, India. It seemed at the finals the most popular team. How long have you been playing Ultimate?
I played 4.5 years.
4.5 years. And how did you start? How did you start playing Ultimate?
Every year, Agni, summer.
So we have a camp during the month of March. We start the camp during March and it goes on till the month of June, and it's called Agni, which means heat. So everybody, it's open, it's free. So anybody who wants to join and learn Ultimate can come down here. So that's how we met these kids, and that's when they started playing. But they've been watching Ultimate even before then. At least even 2 years before that, they've been watching Ultimate. But that's when they started. And if I'm not wrong, there were a bunch of kids in school when they started, which I'm guessing was about 11th standard. That's when they started.
And what has Ultimate meant to your life and to Chennai in general?
Ultimate on life la.
Ultimate on the what does it mean? Life la adukku enna artham?
அல்டிமேட்னா எனக்கு பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒரு மனுஷன் எப்படி இருக்கணுன்றதை சொல்கிறது தான் அல்டிமேட்.
So he says ultimate is, for him, ultimate is something that represents how a person should live. That's something that he's saying. He looks at ultimate like how a person should live, and he's going to explain why.
ஸோ ஏன்னா ஒரு மனுஷன் வந்து எப்படி நேர்மையாக நடந்துக்கணும்னு சொல்கிறது வந்து ஆன் த ஃபீல்டில் அவன் பண்ணுவான். ஆஃப் த ஃபீல்டில் வந்து எப்படி நம்ம ஆப்போனன்ட் கூட ஆடும்போது மட்டும்தான் அவனை வந்து ஆப்போனண்ட்டாக பார்ப்போம். மிச்சப்படி ஆஃப் த ஃபீல்டில் வந்து அவனை ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸாக பார்ப்போம், ஒரு ஃபேமிலியாக பார்ப்போம், பிரதராக பார்ப்போம்.
So he's saying why he said that was because Ultimate teaches you to be honest on the field, and that's how you should be in life as well. You should be honest about it. And what it teaches you off field is it teaches you to distinguish your opponents only on the field, not off the field. Off the field, you're just friends, your brothers, and you're like that off the field. So that's what Ultimate teaches you.
Now, Flywild. How long has Flywild been a club?
Okay, I'll start with that. So we started playing in 2009. We started playing because we watched the tournament a year before, and so we got interested. We prepared. So this isn't the actual Flywild team. Flywild consisted of the captain, who isn't here. He's one of the pioneer players of the team. His name is Boone. So Boone, myself are friends, and we started playing as a club, just a bunch of friends. And over the years, everyone got busy with their lives. So some of them got married, some of them started working, some of them got serious in other things. And because of Agni, we met the kids, and then they've taken over everything from us. So Boone's been their head coach, head everything. And so after Boone, they picked up everything from Boone, and then they've started playing, and then he'll tell you the rest. So that's 2 years of our story, and then it's been them after that. So Flywild வந்து எத்தனை வருஷமா விளையாட்டுருக்காங்க? நீங்கள் எப்படி ஆரம்பிச்சிங்க இந்த டோர்னமெண்ட் ஃப்ளை டீம் பற்றி நீ சொல்லு.
ஸோ நான் வந்து Flywild ஆரம்பித்து வந்து 4.5 years ஆகிருக்கு. அதில் வந்து நான் வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு 1-2 years வந்து நான் ஒரு பிளேயராக தான் இருந்தேன். அப்புறம் வந்து என் டீம் வந்து எனக்கு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கொடுத்துச்சு. என்னை வந்து லீடர் ஆக்கணும், நான் வந்து என்ன வந்து இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு என்னை வந்து கேப்டனாக ஆச்சு. ஸோ லாஸ்ட் 2 years நான் தான் கேப்டனாக இருக்கேன். ஸோ அது வந்து எனக்கு வந்து எப்படின்னா ஒரு கேப்டன் இருக்கணும், ஒரு லீடர்னால் எப்படி இருக்கணும், டீம் எப்படி இது பண்ணணும், ஒருத்தவங்களுக்குள்ளே இப்போ பிரச்சனை இருக்குது, டீமில் பிரச்சனை இருக்குது, ஒருத்தவங்கன்னா எப்படி ஒரு டீமில் ஒருத்தவங்க சரியில்லைன்னா அவங்ககிட்ட எப்படி பேசணும், எப்படி பிஹேவ் பண்ணணும், எல்லாமே எனக்கு கற்றுக் கொடுத்துருக்கு. ஸோ அதனால் என்னால் வந்து சொசைட்டியில் வந்து இன்னும் ஒரு நல்ல பர்சனாக இருக்க முடியும்.
So he's been playing for the last 4.5 years, like he already said. But for the only 2 years before, the team gave him an opportunity to be the captain. It's not just an opportunity. They wanted him to be a captain because they wanted him to be someone who leads the team from the front. So, and then he accepted that, and what he learned in that process for the last 2 years, he's learned how to handle the teammates in a good way, in a positive way, negative way. If someone's down, how to bring them up during a tournament or during training, how to help them, how to support them, how to coach them, how to interact with them, what he could do to like change things. So he's learned all that over the last 2 years. So that's the story.
And are these lessons that you've carried into your life outside of Ultimate?
இது வந்து அவுட் சைட் ஆஃப் இதுலேயும் யூஸ் பண்ணுறேன்.
இந்த லெசன்ஸ் வந்து நீ அவுட் சைட் ஆஃப் லைஃப் யூஸ் பண்ணுவேன்.
கண்டிப்பாக யூஸ் பண்ணுறேன். அதே மாதிரி இதுதான் வந்து எனக்கு வந்து நான் இங்கே கேப்டனாக இருந்தனால தான் எனக்கு வந்து Under 23 இந்தியா டீமுக்கும் வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு அசிஸ்டன்ட் ஸோ இதுவாக இருக்க வைஸ் கேப்டனாக இருக்க எனக்கு ஒரு இதுவாக இருந்துச்சு, அடித்தளமாக இருந்துச்சு அப்படி சொல்லுங்கள்.
So he also wants to add that being a captain here assisted him in being the assistant vice captain for the World Under 23 team he represented the World Under 23 team that happened in London this year. So he wants
this
to
was
say
the base the foundation for him to become captain was being the captain of Flywild helped him perform there.
Wow, how was that? How was London?
London is simply awesome. Like climate. நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்கள். அந்த கிளைமேட்டே வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஆச்சு. இங்கேயே உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும் எவ்வளோ வெயில் இருக்குன்னு. அவன் போயிட்டு மழை பெய்யுது, குளிர் அடிக்குது, திடீர்னு கிளைமேட் சேஞ்ச் ஆகினே இருக்கு.
You would have seen it here that all the weather we have is only warm. Like nothing changes. It's hottest here. But the most unique factor for them, for the first time they experienced such different weather in such, the frequency of the weather change was so fast. There's suddenly rain, there was suddenly cold.
அதுதான். ஸோ லண்டன் போனது தான் என்னோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃப்ளைட் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்.
It was the first time we flew in an airplane. The first time, almost half the team got our first flight. It's the first flight experience for almost half the team.
ஸோ அதுவே வந்து ஒரு வேற கண்ட்ரிக்கே பார்த்து வந்து செம்ம ஹாப்பியாக இருந்துச்சு.
And just for the first time to go travel to another country in the flight was very exciting.
அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன சொல்கிறது, அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன கேட்டிருந்தாருன்னு மறந்து வேறு டாபிக்.
How was the Under 23 experience?
ஸோ அங்கே போய் நிறைய டீம் கூட ஆடணும். அந்த லெவல் ஆஃப் பிளேயிங் வந்து கற்றுக்கிட்டேன். எப்படி ஒரு டீம் லெவல்லாம் இருக்குது, வேர்ல்ட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு நான் அங்கே தான் கற்றுக்கிட்டேன்.
You could understand what the standard of the world level of the international level of the Ultimate was. Because only national sports was all they had played. So finally to have gone there and to see what the standard up there was very knowledge, like it was very inducing.
So அதை வந்து என் டீமுக்கு எப்படி நான் எடுத்துட்டு வர போறேன்றதான் வந்து நான் Under 23 வந்து கத்துக்கிட்டது.
So what his agenda after coming back from Under 23 is to see how he can induce that inspiration he found there, seeing the world standard, and how he's going to bring that into his team here is what his goal is.
And what do you think Flywild can achieve in the future?
ஸோ எப்படி சொல்கிறது, யூஎஸ் டீம் அளவுக்கு வரணும். ஸோ எந்த ஒரு பிளேயரும் வந்து எல்லாரோட ஆவரேஜும் வந்து சேமாக இருக்கும். பிளே ஆஃப் ஸ்கில்லும் சரி, அவங்களோட கேம் ஸ்கில்லும் சரி, அவங்களோட பிளேயிங் ஸ்டைலும் சரி, எல்லா லெவலும் ஈக்குவலாக கொண்டு வரும். அப்போ தான் எங்கள் டீம் வந்து ஒரு அன்பீட்டபிள் டீம் ஆகும் நான் நம்புறேன்.
He's saying he's extremely confident, like say if you take up the American teams where the skill level is almost the same for every single player in the team, be it men or women, like everybody plays at an equal level, and it should be a high level. So that's what he thinks his team is capable of, where every single player is able to match each other and push each other.
அப்போ தான் வந்து எங்கள் டீம் வந்து ஒரு அன்பீட்டபிள் யூஎஸ் டீமாக இருக்கும்.
He believes it can become the unbeatable US team.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyway, just for introduction's sake, I'm here talking to Manix Narayanan, and he is the new president of the Ultimate Players Association of India, and we've just been chatting Indian Ultimate and all kinds of stuff here, so just turning on the recorder and seeing what comes out. So anyway, cool. Anyway, now you're saying that Ultimate 2 has, I forget exactly what you're saying, but
so yeah, Chennai Ultimate, I was saying, is a little bit different from pretty much anywhere else in the world because of its access to the beach.
right.
So Chennai Ultimate is almost 90% is beach ultimate because everybody comes to the beach, everybody plays on the beach. We also train on hard ground when we need to. For example, there's like 4 major national tournaments. Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Mumbai are 3. The surfaces are grass or hard ground, or some kind of a smattering of grass, but whatever's available. But usually it's pretty good grass, and they get high quality grounds, probably the best in the country that you can get, possibly in those cities. So the players from Chennai then usually will have to scrounge around for local city-owned playgrounds, which are usually poorly maintained, but still we need to go there and practice. We'll do most of our drills and most of the running on the beach, and then like towards the tournament time frame, we would go find these playgrounds and try to practice there to calibrate our throwing with our, it's totally different. And so, but other than tournament times, pretty much everything's happening on the beach. So there's like the league is happening. If there's a league that particular year, there's like just some pickup league, and then there's like weekly pickup games every day in the evenings. There's based on the corporation of Chennai has put up these lights for safety. We use those lights and play in the kind of semi-dark situation. So it's just free range pickup. And in the weekends, there's good, well-structured ultimate. So the CUF president, Manu Karan, maybe you've
Yes,
yeah.
I don't know.
So Manu organizes the weekend pickup, and weekend pickup is like you need to be on a mailing list, and the mailing list is maintained based on your punctuality. And there's like 3 levels. There's newbie level, like beginners pickup, 5 to 6, and 6 to 7 is intermediate, 7 to 8 there's like advanced, things like that. So this consistently happens, so which is pretty cool. And Chennai's got a huge number of teams. It's club teams. So it's got, I think now 10 club teams in Chennai only. Of course, for the state, population-wise, it's quite less. But Ultimate is an up-and-coming sport, and it's growing, and it's getting good publicity now. So it's pretty nice.
To have 10 club teams in a city, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, for most cities in Asia, that's really impressive. I know that there's a lot of people here, so maybe per capita it doesn't seem like very much.
Right.
But seriously, there was just team after team after team, and not all Chennai teams even played.
That's right.
In this.
That's right. Yeah.
I was talking to one of the captains of a team that didn't qualify, so I'm sitting and watching these kids play, and someone said, "Hey, that's Team Comeback."
That's right. Yeah,
and
back.
with a lot of pride. And,
Yeah.
The captain comes over to me, and he's about 1 meter tall, something. And they said it's a team of 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
But with a lot of team pride.
Oh,
Came
yeah.
up with a lot of pride. Yeah, I'm the captain. Team Comeback.
So Team Comeback is actually the spin-off team from the Pudidor Ultimate Program.
Okay.
Which Chi runs and Liz was part of. So this is the NGO based in Chennai, which had a Ultimate Frisbee curriculum, and so they brought in teenagers from the nearby, kind of like an inner city youth type of background, and teenagers who are kind of at risk.
Sure.
Maybe going to drop out of school or already dropped out of school. So we wanted to get them engaged in something structured and get them also get back to school or do well in school, do better in school. think Sanjay, for example, I don't know if you met him. He's one of the handlers on Flywild. He's one of
I'm sure I know who he is.
outstanding handlers. He's from that program, and these are all kids from Pudiyadur, and they play together as a comeback team. So that they have the comeback is they chose their own names, they chose their own captains, they chose their own rules for practice. Everything is like pretty democratic. We only facilitate it. Some of the folks who work at Pulido, so we give them a lot of space to figure out how they want their team to be done. They recruit their own players and so on. But we have certain rules. They have to be on time. They have to show up on so many number of days for practice. No cussing, no beating, and so on and so forth. No substance abuse and so on. And then on top of that, there's they prepared for this tournament, and they were one of the teams that were in the qualifying round, and they won 2 out of 3 matches.
Saw that.
And then
Edged out by a point,
and they were so crushed. So, and then what happened is like we all got together and we spoke to them, and these are all teenagers, and so obviously they're pretty emotional about not being able to play in front of their parents, and it's their home ground. And then we said, okay, you know what? There's a team from Singapore, and we're going to request them to play against you guys in an exhibition match, and we'll arrange a time slot for them. This is what we promised them, and everybody was pretty excited, and they had like all their uniforms and their jerseys printed out. But what happened was like the lights got cancelled, so they were supposed to play under the lights, and so all the time schedules got crunched, and we didn't have any time slots left, and that's what happened.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. So they were ready yesterday. All of them were in their jerseys, ready to play, but couldn't make it happen, unfortunately. So Comeback is a pretty awesome team, really cool team, good kids, good skill, but I would say developing spirit here in this country, right? So basically, if you're a sports person, generally like people tend to like, don't mess with this guy. So, but then like here, we are trying to teach these kids like you can be competitive, but you can also be nice at the same time, and that's what gets you ahead in this game, and that's what you need to be, and that's the ideal. And so it's hard, but it's happening. It's working. Many of these kids, we can see behavioral changes because of Ultimate, and it's fact. It's a fact. It's not. We can give you statistics based on our research from this NGO that's used Ultimate quite a bit. So there's like we can give you numbers on how things have changed over the last couple of years that we've had this program. So it's and Liz and Chia would be the best persons to talk to. At some point of time, I'll introduce you. Bridging the Gaps was basically a Pulido project at the beginning, and then it was spun off, and it's its own independent project now. So yeah, we have Liz and Sangeeta, like these are the 2 co-creators of content, and Dan Rule provided a lot of other content, technical content. So they have like sports and arts, really cool mix, and so a lot of these kids are from Comeback are Bridging the Gaps youth leaders. So what that means is they go in and are part of the they are assistant coaches to coaches like Sumesh, who teach kids from all over India Ultimate and learning how to bridge the gaps and come together as a team over a week. So it's a cool concept. Yeah. Blitz is one of the other teams here in Chennai. Like great talent. Started by a math professor in her college. So she saw all these like troublemakers in her class, and she was like, I want you guys to come and play with me on the beach. And she played Ultimate. It was way back in 2008 when Chennai Beach Ultimate was just up and coming. And she was friends with Manu, and she felt like these boys need like some structure. So they were athletes, and they would like, give her a hell of trouble in class. And so she was like, you guys come with me to the beach on Saturday morning. And she brought them, and Blitz is what the outcome is. And they are like high quality team. Airborne met them in the quarterfinals. We had like a tough match against them. I played against them in that match, and what I noticed is one of their team members is Pranav. Pranav was one of the under 23 players. He came back from London, and they elected him to be the team captain. He's one of the youngest members, clearly, in their team. and I saw him, how he ran his team, and how he his spirit was just outstanding, and the way he complimented us on our play, and the way he treated his teammates. It was just so different, so amazing. And I thought like Pranav was this, like, it was like night and day. He was this quiet, shy person before, and now he was like confident, outspoken, eloquent. I could see a little bit of Dan in him. It was so cool. It was so great. And
this was like days or a day before this tournament's supposed to start, and then we're hearing that it's just about canceled.
right. Yeah.
The 30-second overview of what happened.
I think like there's been a change in. This happens. It's quite frequent. There's a change in our city bureaucracy. Some change-ups, and every one of the 7 years that we've had it, we've had to go through a certain process, which usually involves us going to the mayor or the mayor's office and getting a certain bunch of paperwork done. And this time around, like, they just said like no to everything, and it was pretty standard process. And we've always had this process, but for some reason they changed it up, and they kind of like threw us into a spin. And so everywhere we turned, like, we were just like shut down, saying no, you can't play on the beach, you can't do this on the beach, you can't do that on the beach. And so then finally, I think Manu and his team kind of pulled it together. They had some connections, and they called in some favors and said like, hey, we really need to get this done. It's like, we have so many people traveling over here for this particular tournament. And so I think they did a great job. There were like a lot of sleepless nights just leading up to the tournament. Finally, they let it happen, which is cool. Yeah. And the sponsors, Usha, I think were outstanding in the sense that they stuck with us. They didn't think that we were like a bunch of amateurs. They decided, okay, you know what, we're with you guys. Tell us what we need to do. We can talk to some people, and so all of that, it was great support from Usha. So
Just quickly, who is Usha?
Okay,
we'll give them some love, because I think they were really awesome to hang
so
with you
Usha
guys.
is like a leading company that makes like consumer electronics. Like, they make fans and air conditions and other domestic appliances in India. And they've apart from that, the reason that that Usha is famous amongst the ultimate community, they've been like one steady sponsor of tournaments and events, and even the college outreach program in Chennai, which just started off for the last maybe 6 years. So Usha has been great for us, and we've been working with them for a while, and we love that relationship. So yeah.
So the U doesn't stand for ultimate, but it might as well, because these guys have been with you guys from the start.
Absolutely.
Okay, Usha, they're awesome. If you see the Usha name on something,
Yes.
buy it immediately. Buy it immediately.
Yeah.
Friends of Ultimate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there were, from what I had heard, there were some sort of activists involved
That's right.
in
Okay.
giving you guys a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, so the reason, like, every year we've had lights. I think at least for the last 5 years we've had lights, and because the tournament has been growing, and with lights you get an extra couple of hours of game time every day. And so this year, again, for the last 3 years there have been some, I don't want to call them, hokey or anything like that, but the last couple of years we've been faced with the same challenge from these activists, and the activists claim that this beach is home to certain species of turtles. The truth is, like, turtle hatching season starts actually only in November, and so it's like it's not true what they're saying, and so they want to oppose any kind of incident light on the beach, anything that's any event that's based off the beach. And but the fact is, the truth of the matter is, like, the beach is used by millions of people, and there's already so much of noise pollution, light pollution, and all of that. If you don't want the beach to be polluted, you want it to be pristine. But that's not the case here. This is an urban beach. It's open access for a lot of people, and a lot of people do want to spend their evenings on the beach. And to top it all, these activists also want to remove all these stores and shops and the little merry-go-rounds, which provides some kind of an economic incentive to many folks who, some of whose kids play on on these teams. So the beach is its own ecosystem, and definitely biodiversity is one aspect that we want to respect. Cleanliness and environment is another aspect we want to respect, and we've been doing that. So I think Chennai Heat has been cleanly run tournament for several years. We do have a waste management policy. We pick up after we finish. We clean up the beach before and after. So so we've presented all these facts to the activists, but they just want to make a stand. It's a PR kind of move on their part. And every time we've spoken to them, they feel like, okay, now somebody's coming and talking to us, we'll make a big deal out of it. And so 4 years ago, I think we didn't even approach them. We didn't even know that they existed, and we didn't have any problem. And then they decided to file a legal case against the corporation. And the corporation folks, the next year, they said, look, you need to go talk to these activists and get a letter from them that they don't object to this. And obviously, they object to it. And then the next year, we went with some of environmental scientists and activists who work on the environment for real. And we figured out that what these folks are saying is actually not true. And so we went with a delegation of community people who live off the beach, and their daily sustenance is from businesses that they run on the beach, like selling peanuts and selling food on the beach. Plus, we went with the folks who run the turtle and hatchery next to the beach, and all of that didn't add up. And when we presented our case to the activists, they said, no, we still don't want to listen to you guys. So they seemed a little militant, and it was disappointing because we wanted it to be a dialogue, and it was more like we had to listen to their lectures of, you can't use the beach. Sorry, we can't do that. Sorry. And so it's kind of unfortunate. And so then we had to go to the government, petition, and say, we're going to do it the hard way, and kind of a brute force method. So we just ignored the activists this time again. So there are several kinds of activists, and these activists don't seem to be reasonable. So.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
So we were no lights this time, but we were lucky enough to have some decent weather.
Exactly.
We could play some extra games in the middle of the day because it was just not very hot.
Exactly.
Very nice.
It was really lucky, I think, because last Chennai Heat was really hot, and we couldn't have done that. So we don't know what's going to happen next Chennai Heat, but we'll figure something.
There was a Facebook message that went up that said, not only were Friday morning games canceled, but please don't go near the beach because the police are alerted to our presence and don't want to see us.
Right.
That was pretty crazy. To go from that point to actually having a tournament is amazing.
Right. Goa, which has got brilliant beaches and is a favorite spot for a lot of folks from across the world. It's kind of like Bali. Right. Is going to actually host its first ever ultimate tournament next month. Yeah. It's going to be it's called the Big Fat Goa Hat.
Oh no, it's not the Big Fat Goa Hat. It's not. Is that what it's called?
It is what it's called.
Because for about 8 years we've been running the Big Fat Phnom Penh.
Oh
no! No.
So clearly been ripped off. I didn't know about that. Okay.
It happens. That's okay.
So I guess maybe your fat is PHAT,
Yes,
and yeah, so ours is FAT, I guess. So,
really?
Yes.
Okay, this is more appropriate for me then. Okay.
So yeah, that's cool. I mean, at least there is a typographical difference. Great.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey.
So much, Jared. It's great.
So, well, thank you.